Hey guys, we have our leg day today. We have heavy squats, sissy squats, and some RDLs. Let's go. All right guys, how's it going? So kicking off the leg day with some back squats. Last week I was doing 430 pounds. This week I added 10 pounds, 440. And I also added one set. So we're doing 4 sets this week instead of 3. I probably, now looking back, I shouldn't have added the weight and just worked on, good depth with the same amount of reps, or maybe even added reps if I could have, but that depth is not cutting it for me. I need to go a bit deeper. So no big deal. I think just next week I might drop the weight or keep the weight the same and just make sure I go deeper. Even if I get less reps, it's all good because you'll get the stimulus that you're looking for as long as you have the right depth. You don't necessarily need to add weight all the time. But all in all, still happy with that. That's actually the most weight I've ever moved, regardless, on my back. So, I'll get the depth at some point next week or the week after. All good. All right, moving on to some sissy squats. So I've added 25-pound plates underneath and then the mat just so it doesn't kill my toes. So I'm using an elevation here just to make it a bit harder because I was reaching my reps that I allotted before, which was up to 12 reps or 12 to 15. I can't remember. So now I'm doing about 10 to 20 reps. I was getting 18 for all these sets using some assistance. And I don't see the assistance as kind of cheating or anything like that. It actually helps me get the move in a better form so I feel it more in my quads. If I was just working on getting it as a skill, for example, then I'd probably not use the bar at all or very minimally. But coming back up, I find it hard to go back in the exact same line that I went down in. But again, it's getting better over time, even with some assistance. So it's not a bad thing to use some assistance like this. And I'm feeling it in the muscle that I'm targeting much more this way. So it's working. And just because you see somebody like me, for example, doing it with some assistance, maybe you don't want to do it with assistance. And, everybody's got their own way of doing it. And you got to find what works for your body. Everybody's body's so complex. There's different lever lengths and leg lengths and torso length and width and muscle mass. There's so many things to factor in here that you can't just do something, one way. If it doesn't feel right for you, if it hurts joints, for example, it's probably not good. If it's hard on the muscle, that's probably a good thing because that's what we're after generally when we're weight training or even doing body weight stuff. So keep that in mind. Don't just do it like you see someone else do it. Experiment with your own body, different, widths of your feet, your toes pointing out or pointing straight, all those kind of things matter. But you have to find out what actually feels good in your body. All right, I just got to say it. F these RDLs. I'm over them. Been trying to do them for about 2 months now. And every time I do them, I get an insane back pump. And if you haven't had a back pump before, it's kind of just like an intense blood flow and in your lower back. It's like a cramp basically that just builds and it lasts for minutes after the set sometimes. And that's all I get from doing RDLs, whether it's single leg, 2-legged, barbell, dumbbell. So I'm pretty much done with this movement, at least for quite a while. And then I'm going to just do the leg curls as my hamstring movement. And I also have deadlifts, so that definitely does the hamstrings. And no doubt the squats work on hamstrings as well. So it's not just a quad exercise, for example. It works your entire legs. So hasta la vista, good riddance, and all that stuff. RDLs. It's been a time. I'll see you next time. So we go back to the trusty leg curl using the bands. This one just feels great all the time, so I don't mind doing this twice in a week. I do give myself 3 days between leg sessions anyways, so I have time to recover from the last leg curl session, even though it's the same move. There's no reason why you can't do the same move twice in a week. It just depends on how intense it is. So heavy back squats, maybe not the best thing. Deadlifts, probably not the best thing to do twice in a week, unless you're just starting out, and that's a little different because you're not pushing as much weight. So you're actually not stressing your body so much that you can't recover. When you end up pushing lots of weight, and I am relatively speaking for me, then you have to, change up how often you do certain exercises. Like, for example, I can do these leg curls probably twice a week and get away with it. Anymore, I wouldn't be recovering, and then I'd probably be shooting myself in the foot or in the hamstring and maybe losing muscle or definitely not gaining any muscle if you push it too hard. So you have to find that balance. So a great subjective way you can tell if you've done enough work in your workout is you should get a little bit sore when you're done. Not the day of, usually the day after, also called DOMS. So a day or two after, you might be a little bit sore. But what you don't want is you don't want to be excessively sore going into your next workout if you're training the same muscle group. So if you're doing a chest workout and 2 days later you have another workout involving your chest, for example, you don't want to be too sore where it's going to hinder your performance in any way. But if you did a back workout and then 2 days later you did a chest workout and your back's still sore, it doesn't really matter because the muscle groups don't interfere with each other. So that's just something to think about, to see if you've done enough work. But basically, that's where workout splits come in handy because there's different splits, meaning you organize different muscle groups in a way where you have enough time to actually heal. You're not overtraining. Right now, I'm doing a push, legs, pull routine. So throughout the week, that's what it looks like. And that allows each muscle group as much time as you possibly can to heal, while getting still a lot of volume in. But it doesn't mean it's the right split for everyone. It's just working for me right now. And adding in some of these high rep face pulls, just to keep the back and shoulders nice and supple. And that'll about wrap up the leg day for today, I think. All right, that's the leg session. Figured out a couple things. I gotta go deeper on my squat. I noticed I wasn't getting quite to parallel, and I definitely want to get at least that. And I'm done with RDLs. Exercise is not working for me. It's all lower back pump and no hamstring stretch. So I'm axing that. Otherwise, it was a good session. See you next time.